Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Strength of Thousands here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Tonight, we play games together. The Totem Redeem is a Twitch plugin from when I was playing Cult of the Lamb that I still haven't figured out how to remove.
I was wondering about that a while ago, but I never wanted to bring it up.
And no matter what I do, I can't delete it. Think so.
Well, it's just there.
Yeah,
redeem enough points. Maybe Will can make the character he named after me eat poo again.
I did not make them do that. They wanted to. They asked.
Yeah, but you acquiesced to their desire.
Yeah. You enabled the shit eating.
I did. And I also gave them this is what I did to Matt's villager. I gave them an item that made it so they never had to sleep, so they could constantly work. And then when they finally passed away from old age, I resurrected them.
Hell is truly other people.
You know, in any other context, I'd call that a red flag.
Yeah, but it's
I'd call it a red flag even in this context.
I think it is in this context too, but it's just the mechanics of that game. Cult of the Lamb.
The mechanics of the game do not encourage you to name the cultists after your real life friends. That was all you, buddy.
To be fair,
they actually do.
I found that kind of funny. I got to be a little
the mechanics of the
game.
If you're doing it with the Twitch integration, which is why the villager got named after Matt, actually has
you redeem. That was all Matt's fault.
It has you naming the cultists after your chat.
I was showing support by being in the chat. That was my first mistake.
And then
that was your first mistake.
But moving right along, before we get started, a few announcements, mainly being programming announcements. We got a lot of shows here on the channel. I'm probably going to be really exhausted tomorrow night because I have a music festival performance tomorrow morning, and I'm really excited for it. But tomorrow evening, we have a Remnant 2 with a developer, with DataFang. Really cool guy. Like, just a really fucking cool person to hang out with, and very cool dev, knows a lot about game development, knows a lot about Remnant 2 because they're a developer on the game. We're playing on the hardest difficulty with fresh characters. It's a good time. We're in a very Bloodborne-esque world, and if we say it 3 times, we'll summon Matt.
Who's Bloodborne?
Then on Wednesday, Wild Ambition continues, our Wild West PF2 game. Yeehaws all around.
Yeah.
Thursdays, we take that night off. Which I'm very happy about because that's one of the nights that the play that I'm going to be in rehearses on, so it works out that it doesn't interrupt stream. Then on Friday, we have the Astral Calling. That's our spell jamming spectacular. Our found family finanza. It's a good time. Join us this week when Evie and Luna have a conversation.
Ooh.
There will probably be other things going on.
There will, but I'm very excited for the Evie and Luna conversation because I want to unpack. I'm excited to see the two of them unpack everything that's happened. Also,
she sort of started to unpack it with Darius, who I think is actually the more interesting of the two characters to help her unpack that.
That's fair. Also, Everyday Adventurer, thank you for the raid, friendo. Welcome to the stream.
Oh no! There's
hello, friendo!
Oh, that's a lot of crit fails.
Yep.
Oh no!
Why would you manifest that in our chat, Everyday Adventurer?
Actually, it's the DM. I'm fine with that.
Here, we'll balance it out with some crit frogs. There we go.
Crit frogs!
The frogs.
I love my frogs.
All those ones, or are you guys trying to make homemade s'mores at the sleepover?
We're doing a sleepover episode today!
We are, but we have announcements before we get to the sleepover. Yes. Saturday, Tabletop Bros, Baldur's Gate 3. We're in Act 2. So far, things have been going really well. It's the furthest I've ever made it into Baldur's Gate 3.
Me on my 3rd playthrough already in Act 3 again. Oops.
Rosalie on her, 16th playthrough by now, probably?
I mean, if you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
Eventually I'm gonna romance everybody.
You see Gale, and then you see Astarion, and then suddenly Just
Gale's
I don't know
growing
why
on
I
me.
would romance Gale if Astarion and Karlach and Shadowheart and Lae'zel and Will are all there in front of me instead.
Will needs more.
And Withers.
Will needs more. Will needs more content, Larian. Give me more Will content, and I'm not just saying that because they're named Will.
Okay, Will.
I really like Will's character arc.
You.
I think he's really fucking interesting, and I've been actually like playing as like the Will origin, and it's been very cool. Then
also his voice actor is like a super cool dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then
Very
on
articulate.
Sunday, Cozy Co-op. We're finishing Sunhaven this week. Why are we finishing Sunhaven this week? Well, because Stardew Valley
week
has an
after
update
that.
coming out.
Yep. Stardew Valley, newest update. Big updates from
Big
Concerned
updates.
Ape.
They're adding frogs. Possibly.
That's one of them. Yeah.
If there are frogs that are farmable, profits be damned. Like, listen, I go hard in Stardew, but profits be damned, I'm making a frog farm.
Oh, of course. We would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I would like to say that I enjoy frogs before I enjoyed frogs before they were cool, but I will continue on with that.
Bad news for you, Will.
What?
I got news for you.
And last but not least, of course, we have the Monday night show, the show you're watching right now, the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path, with, of course, our wonderful, illustrious, patient, kind, talented, pretty DM.
Now
Matt.
it just sounds like you're lying. You've gone too far.
Matt's objectively attractive as a guy, I'd say.
Is it because I'm old now, Will? Are you buttering me up because I'm old now?
You've caught me, Matthew. I want to be written into your will. No.
I mean, realistically speaking, Will, you're probably the person I know who would probably get the most use out of my magic cards.
I mean, realistically speaking, if I still haven't updated my will from a few years ago, and McKenna still gets all my fucking dice. So...
With an exception.
Send Assassin to Winnipeg posting.
With an
On
exception.
the way.
And I'm going to say this on the record, on the VOD.
Yeah.
Any werewolf cards I have go to Squishy.
Squishy, that's fair.
Aww.
I mean, it's just like if I were to pass like tomorrow, Matt would get tabletop roles. Like this would become Matt's channel.
Absolutely.
Makes all the sense in the
Let's
world.
stop
Anyway, let's
talking
not
about all
talking
that.
about death.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Don't know how we got
Let's
there.
talk about lives, but not real ones we play in games, because we're here to play a tabletop role-playing game set in the Pathfinder 2 universe. Specifically, the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path. I'm doing things with my hands tonight. I'm Matt, or Urban Affairs Places. I'm here to corral these cast of characters, and to start with, the person who did a thing, Zoe, please introduce yourself, your character, and if you know the expression, there are two wolves inside of you, what two wolves are inside of you, as an example? What do you have two minds of?
Hi everybody, I'm Zoe. I go by Zosie Pose on the internet. I'm playing Ophelia. She's our Whisper Elf Bard. She wants to become a pastel pop witch idol and bewitch everybody's heart. And let's see, two wolves inside of me. Definitely like the pretty girl cosplayer or whatever, but also like the craft gremlin who's just the trash man. I throw trash everywhere. Like
I'm the trash man.
Trash me.
those are the two wolves inside of me, like
The garbage man.
at all times.
And speaking of having two things, Will, you've got two characters in your screen right now, yourself and a frog. Why don't you introduce yourself,
Listen.
your character, and your two wolves?
We're doing a slumber party. I wanted to bring stuffed frog Will to the stream to snuggle with whilst slumber parties happened. And hello, tonight I am playing Igara and Gama and Choco, and I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Roles on the internet. And my two wolves inside of me one is a wolf of incredibly unearned bravado, and another is a wolf of incredibly self-depreciating, lackluster crushingness.
I think that's the most self-aware thing you've ever said.
I know it is. Therapy, it works.
Remember what Sun Tzu said. Know the enemy, know yourself, and you hold the keys to victory. But speaking of ancient learning, looking at a map in the background, Sarah, please introduce yourself, your characters, and your two wolves.
Hi, everybody. I am Sarah Margaret, and I am playing Charlotte, the naughty toxicologist. I am Big Red Cat Photography on the TikToks and the Instas. Check it out. I do photography, and I talk about cats a lot. Which, speaking of, I don't have two wolves inside of me. I have two cats inside of me. The orange one and the black void.
There's a good metaphor there somewhere.
It's either I'm the demonic void or the stupid orange.
What's the metaphor?
Well, not all voids are demonic. Nihilism can sometimes be quite liberating.
I don't know.
Nothing,
I've met Salem.
Nothing matters versus nothing matters.
Precisely. I also own the criminal, who is, albeit, red. So, there's your reasoning behind that. Chaos and... Well, technically I don't have another black cat. I have a blue and white cat.
If you'd like to get access to the criminal emote, you can subscribe.
Eddie is truly, like, what he lacks in stupidity, he's one of the smartest orange cats I've ever met. What he lacks in stupidity, he makes up for in criminal chaos. I've never seen an orange cat be quite
He is the smartest
diabolical?
dumb cat I have ever had. He essentially geniuses his way into failure.
Yeah. Relatable.
Interesting.
Suffering from success.
But speaking of people who have opinions about cats, McKenna, please introduce yourself, your character, and your two wolves.
Hello, everyone. Tonight I am playing Avi, the Nictera Witch, as well as her familiar Agate. My name is McKenna Ray Tynan. Other things that I'm doing on the internet are my TikTok, which was just put in chat. And now something that I can finally talk about on the interwebs. We were talking about the one-person musical Bunkered Down 132 Days Insanity. But I was not yet allowed to announce that I am the one man doing the one-man musical. There are digital copies available if you back the Indiegogo. So even if you are all the way up in Canada, you can still see me sing.
Yes.
I'm
which
very
is
excited
still
for
wild.
It. I'm very excited
we may
for it.
also be doing a cast recording, which features not only me, but I can't say the other person who it will be featuring just yet. I will say
I'm
that
sure
y'all know.
It'll be a lovely
recognize
bouquet of a cast to listen to.
I mean, it'll be a bouquet of two. It's a one-man show and her understudy.
I will say that just knowing what I know about this show, it's like the music is great, the story's fun, it's an up and down roller coaster, and it's got the aesthetics of, I don't even know. It's got something.
It's Y2K apocalypse realness, going insane in a bunker, literally suffering from success, falling in love, and then going insane. It's only going to be probably around 30 minutes long, so it's not a huge time investment, but yeah, if you want the cast recording early, that is also an option on the Kickstarter. And what I mean, Indiegogo. What I mean by early is that we are waiting to release the cast recording until like 6 months after the show is finished, so that the people who bought into it on the Indiegogo aren't being mogged by the people who are streaming it for free on Apple. But hopefully it'll be available on iTunes. I might have my name might be on iTunes. Crazy.
We're shy.
Crazy. We're shy.
We're shy. But it is a really fun thing. It's 50% funded so far for a Canadian viewership. The prices do convert. If you are looking for that digital copy, it's only $41. It's cheaper than a night at MTC in Winnipeg, and probably a better quality than some of the stuff they've put on recently.
I can't speak to that because I don't know them at all.
No. They do a lot of good stuff, but there's also like some questionable performances sometimes.
Well, I can't guarantee that this won't be questionable, but I do think it'll be a good time.
I think
It's also one of the only pieces I've ever seen that is truly for an alto lead. So, my alto girlies, come get your audition pieces. No more mezzo belting for my alto girlies. That's my pitch.
Come and listen to McKenna sing. But yeah. I think that's everything. We'll hear more about it on Wednesday and Friday. Because we're going to keep on talking about this show for the next 23 days until the Indiegogo is done.
Then we might even talk about it more because it goes up in June.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that's all of our big announcements, right, team?
Oh,
That's all of us.
Is
my
that
two
everyone?
wolves. My two wolves are the belief and desire to not take things too
Bless
seriously, and be calm and serene whenever possible. And the other wolf is yelling, "Oh, come on!" at my screen several times in a row after the same boss in Elden Ring kills me with one
I
shot.
forgot about my two wolves. Can I still say my two wolves?
Yes.
Okay, my first wolf is the wolf that has commitment issues and that they want to commit to everything. They want to do a one-man show and also open up art commissions and also start doing voiceover workshops and also commit to another friend show. And also just make 16 more commitments. And the other wolf is the one that wants to nap all day. Those are my two wolves.
I was kind of expecting one wolf to be a wolf of dice and one wolf to be a wolf of slime.
I'm more multifaceted
I smell a
than
rom-com.
that.
Wolf dice, wolf slime.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note, that slimy, wolfy, dicey note, why don't you go ahead and roll that intro, Will?
Okay.
Oh, ASMR.
Also, I find it hilarious that Streamlabs has on its like notification things where it tells me like where the like streams like health is, like how many kilobytes a second are going out. How right beside that is a little notification that says rebirth your stream for Final Fantasy VII.
Something 7, Heaven's Gate.
Award-winning...
Award-winning.
That's 14, not 7.
But speaking of things that should win awards, back to our campaign. When last we left our adventurers / lore speakers, teachers, at the premier magic academy in all of Galeria, the not the Moagi Expanse, the Agambia, thank you. There's like 3 layers of names. First I've got the Moagi Expanse, then Tambu, and then Magambia. Sometimes it's hard to keep it all straight in my head. Alright.
I'm here.
The lore speakers were slowly beginning to prepare for the prophecy, almost. There was a foretold time when the aforementioned doorway to the Red Star was going to be open, but lacking knowledge in a great many fields concerning the doorway, its guardians, and what might lie beyond the doorway, they had been getting bits of research in between teaching classes because they are back actually with a new semester at the school. In amongst that, they pursue personal interests and are keeping sort of a respectful distance but watchful eye on a associate of theirs or a, I'm not going to say friend, I'm not going to say acquaintance, I don't know. What they are is up in the air at the moment, who recently underwent a ritual to separate them from a malevolent influence that was sort of tied to their bloodline. While the influence was exorcised in more ways than one, from their being, it kind of took with them the probably at least 10 years they were sort of existing in a weird limbo state, and so they have this being Mercedes, or Neo Mercedes as I've been calling her in my notes to distinguish her.
Oh no.
Mercedes Alter.
Well, no, this would actually, the other one was
Technically,
Mercedes
the other
Alter.
one was-
Yeah, this is Neo Mercedes, new Mercedes. To her mind, she went to sleep sort of after an incident and woke up, and all her friends were like 10 years older, and she was surrounded by people that she didn't really know. But the group of our lore speakers seemed determined to engage in aftercare, so to speak.
Oh.
And
See, now you make me feel bad for not being there.
and now we're preparing to have a little sleepover, an adult sleepover, a platonic adult sleepover.
What?
Oh god, look at that cat.
I do play favorites, and that one is my favorite.
It's like
I know.
Butch is very much reminiscent of the cat from Inspector Gadget.
The Claus cat?
Yeah, like
Who was
Claw's cat.
evil?
Or else? Oh wait,
That's
what was the cat from Rescue Rangers?
Oh, the big chubby cheeks
Yeah,
one.
like the big chubby.
The big
cheek-
cheese. No, that was
No, like the big
Talking about
chubby
Pizza
cheek,
Cats.
the villain, the evil villain from Rescue Rangers.
Hold on.
I don't see the resemblance because Butch is the farthest thing from evil I could ever picture in my mind.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. No, that's the
Butch
film.
is perfect. Butch can do no wrong.
Chippendale
Rescue Rangers. Hold on.
I've derailed.
You have. We all have.
Anyway,
I think it's Fat
Aldrain
Cat.
Chlordane? Fat Cat. Yes,
Yeah.
Fat Cat.
Butch isn't even fat. She's just
Oh.
fluffy.
Jim Cummings. Jim
Anyway.
Cummings.
a legend.
My love.
No,
of
that's what I
Chippendale
said about
Rescue
my cat,
Rangers.
and yet my family still called her Rotunda.
Lady Rotunda to you.
As the proud owner of an actual fat cat, neither of your cats are fat.
Is your can you
Anyway.
really call your cat
Yeah.
fat if they don't have to swim twice a week?
I think if Pepper would acquiesce to such a thing, it might not be a bad idea. It's just a matter of I don't think either of us would be successful in that endeavor.
Acquiesce.
Anyway, so
Yes.
this week we are going to be returning to our sort of 2 weeks downtime possible events, but as I've been told, apparently the major event of this particular session is probably going to be the slumber party.
You've been told, as if you're not the DM.
Hey, I am but a hired tour guide. You guys have determined where you want to go. I'm just here to provide the ambiance and point out
Excellent.
interesting factoids.
I will call you out and say in our group chat you were the one who reminded us of it.
Well, as I said to Will earlier today, sometimes you gotta put your finger on the scales a little bit.
Of course.
I mean, I'm just
course.
saying. I think giving giving y'all your slumber party is going to be fun. I'm excited to see it. Not
but
just
yeah,
because I'm
so-
excited to see what happens with Charlotte.
All right, so couple quick questions. Well, first of all, one, I did want to do another I'm going to say this is at the end of the... I don't think we did the end of the week stuff for this last time. So I'm going to give everyone another opportunity to level up their driving skills.
Driving skills!
Now,
Can you remind me what I'm rolling?
well, for you, it's going to be driving now because you actually have skills in driving. You're going to be working on improving your driving.
Nerves, I can't use occultism again?
No. But the DC will be a little lower because, while you've gotten the basics down, you've gotten the entry point, we are just trying to see if you have absorbed the material, so to speak. So, to put you immediately on the spot, please give me a roll on your driving check.
Yay!
34. That is a success. You're going to move up 1 rank.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Yes.
What does that make you ranked at for your driving now, McKenna?
A master.
I mean, that was a 34. That was actually only a 10.
I was gonna say it's not
Okay.
that much.
I
But
may
you
or may
have a very
not
good
have.
lore skill.
I may or may not have been going in and out when I tuned in last Monday, but clarify how Avi Avi, the Nyctera witch of a smallest stature, is driving.
You know
Mage
those...
hand in a high chair, baby.
See, I was gonna say those little things, you know, that have like the chompy dinosaur head on the end. where you-
The
It's the
way even
latest.
those would be too big for her tiny little hands.
I think we've made McKenna.
Also, do you have thumbs?
Yeah, she has thumbs. Look at it. If you look at the little picture of her and Kiara, she very clearly goes, "Ah."
I have to go look back on that picture
"Oh no!
for mental
Why?
health reasons. No, I just want to look at it again. You know, I like looking
Okay.
at art.
Oh, thank you."
What is an expression I really love? We exist only to experience beauty. All else is a form of waiting.
That's so real. I don't know who said that, but I agree.
I got it from one of the Discovery quotes in Civilization, because they always have really good quotes when you, like, discover a new thing or build a world wonder.
Real.
Sometimes said by Sean Penn. By, what's his name? Boromir.
Sean Bean?
Yes, I was close. A pen
Sean
and a
Penn
bean.
is-
Those are close, right?
Sean Penn, rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant comedian. So funny.
All right.
Anyway.
Who wants to do the driving check next? Volunteer, or I may just pick you, and then it'll be awkward.
See previous comment about wolf bravado. Deception check.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna say that'll do. You go up at least 1 rank.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
See, I wasn't gonna say that. I
I'm
may
a
have been
big
thinking
fan.
it.
I will say it. I will say it every single time.
Do you know what's great though? Do you want to hear what my driving modifier is now though?
Uh-oh.
A 16. I get a plus 16 to this because it's
That's a crit.
intelligence. It's intelligence based, right, Matt?
It is a lore.
Yeah.
I think.
So I have a -1 to my int mod.
So, all we have left is Charlotte or Ophelia.
Also,
Do
technically,
we
Charlotte
have?
should get 2 rolls.
Yeah.
That's true. We're gonna do true rolls for you. Now,
Are we required to learn how to drive?
here's the thing, as was discussed last time, if, hypothetically, you were in a situation where you're in space, or, you know, on some weird planet or something, you're having to drive, I don't know, a skiff or something away from a pursuing party, and other people need to be, like, shooting spells or fighting off people boarding your skiff. It would not hurt to have as many people with the driving skill as possible.
But it might. It might just hurt.
Why would it hurt?
The odds of it hurting are much less compared to the odds of it helping.
I don't think you have anything to lose in trying. There's no
Yeah,
penalty
there's
for failure.
no penalty. I won't say, oh, you rolled so badly, you lose levels in crafting.
It's also intelligence based, so honestly, Sarah, you and Avi are the two like best people for this in the party.
Also, it should be mentioned, the reason you guys, no fourth wall breaking or anything, the reason you guys are learning is to help one of your fellow teachers possibly pilot a magical flying ship as a demonstration, because they had some students that were supposed to be helping them, but they pulled a silly prank and are not allowed to do this because
Charlotte will do it.
Curiosity,
She won't
what
be
is-
happy about it.
What is Charlotte's hesitation?
Nope.
You know,
No?
big, large vehicles sometimes forget where they're going and run over spiders.
Ah, so it is a fear of motor vehicles.
What's a motor?
Oh, slightly. It's afraid of being squashed by things that are often piloted by other people. Not that it's an
Horse-drawn car.
impossible thing.
But isn't that why you would want to become a more careful driver so that you can be a driver that doesn't do that to others?
Yeah, if
I
you're
mean,
the
you're
one driving,
right.
you can't be squashed.
I mean, you're right.
Raise the ambient competence level for drivers.
And I believe in you.
Think of how impressed a certain.
Thanks, Ophelia. I
The
really
person might
don't, but
be
I
if you can
appreciate
It's okay. I'm also bad at driving, but we can be bad at driving together and we'll get better at it together too.
Or we could be
Okay.
good at
Driving together.
We can all be bad at
Fine.
driving.
Charlotte, I
I'm-
feel
I'm-
like you're backing Charlotte into the vehicle. Like, oh, okay, I'll
All
do it.
7.5 inches of Avi are not backing Charlotte anywhere.
I mean,
Are
Char,
you sure about that?
to be
Guess depends on how
fair,
you use 7.5 inches.
a certain person that you know no longer has a mage in the box to drive them around, so you getting the ability to drive might actually be like helpful.
Well, that you know.
I don't like that you're right, but
But
you're
I'm
right.
right.
Fine. All right,
Takes out a
fine.
notebook.
Charlotte just gets into the back of the vehicle and here's the big thing.
I should point out
She
it's
puts
not
her
a
hands
car.
in, and she puts her other hands down, and she has her other hands, and she's like, I have too many arms, I don't know where to put them.
Your instructor hands you 2 drinks.
Isn't that dangerous?
No, they're water.
Not yet.
They're just something for you to hold in your hands.
Are the cup holders extra cup holders? Wow.
Charlotte comes with built-in cup holders.
That's so
I can have
nice.
I can give you my flask if you'd rather hold on to that.
No. What am I rolling, Matt?
A guy named Stanley. Him.
So just little thing behind the curtain. We're essentially treating this as sort of a free retraining, which is the thing you can do in the game normally to get rid of a skill you don't like. But we're not replacing a pre-existing skill. We're just adding a new one because this is a skill that no one had access to before. So I'm going to leave it up to you. You can make a acrobatics check. That's one of the ones that's listed. Or if you can justify another skill well enough to convince me, the DM, Matthew. Use what you know about me against me.
Something furry.
Absolutely argue for crafting.
I didn't hear that.
I don't got a viable argument for
Oh
that.
no. My
I
ice
would
orb
say
is
at-
cracked in half.
May I?
I would. I mean, if I would say at best, I'd either do crafting or stealth.
Yeah. If you will allow me to argue pro bono on the behalf of crafting.
Just because I like that player archetype, yes.
Please go
Pro
forth.
bono rules
Avi.
lawyer.
Before you start,
Yes.
you need your suitcase. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. I would argue for crafting that Charlotte has looked over the blueprints. She knows exactly how the piston meets the other piston and the other.
Guys, I have to. I must stress, it's not a car. There are no cars. There are no combustion engines.
You know who knows that? Charlotte. because she looked over the blueprints. Avi
Sustained.
knows how the buttons, what buttons do what. Charlotte
does
knows
that
how
mean
the.
it uses a flux
Let me
capacitor?
argue. Let me argue with you, Matt. Clear this up for me. What
Yep.
am I looking at right now
What
in
is
terms
it?
of?
You guys right now are sitting in the well, not even sitting, standing at the wheel of a tethered down magical boat. It's not actually flying yet. You guys are learning how to use the controls properly, and you're sort of being given quick situations by your instructor, who I should mention is again Tehenkot, another teacher here at the school who's known for their razor tongue. They're very good at magical flight, so they
Okay.
give
All
you
right.
clues
Hold on.
about it. Okay.
I argue.
Yep.
I argue that because I have a magical crafting skill sets to myself,
Yes, you do.
and I am a master crafter, I can identify and handle most of that purely through knowledge of how, arcana-wise, this has been built with magic.
Sustained. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
If
All
you
right.
get a critical hit, I must acquit.
Hey,
It took me too long to think of that.
41.
Oh
Not a crit,
yeah.
41.
Might
That
be
is
a
not a.
crit.
It's not quite a crit, but
Damn.
it is definitely a
Close.
success. So you move into trained in driving lore. So you can
Yay.
just add that at the bottom.
Yay.
And finally, and did we? Yeah, finally is going to be Ophelia.
Wait, Charlotte rolls
Oh,
twice.
should do too.
Wait, yeah, that's true. You have a week to make up for it. Go ahead and roll again. This time, though, the DC will be lower if you want to use your actual driving skill. Because the driving skill is only trained, so unless you want to try crafting again and try and maybe go for a crit and go up 2 ranks.
I mean, let's try again, and let's take Crazy's suggestion of knowing how to interact when things break down and how to fix them and how to bypass it in terms of that sort of functionality.
Okay.
So, if the brake line goes out, I have full and complete knowledge on how to handle that. It's a magical boat, but we're just working with the function of
Okay.
it. 48.
That is a crit. So you now go up 2 ranks. You are now at tied, I think, with Avi Avi. You are now a master driver.
Yay.
Yeah.
And now we go to Ophelia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charlotte's gone full on, like, with multiple
You
hands
get a pair
everywhere.
of like driving goggles.
Getting the
Oh,
mess,
I already have
Charlotte.
goggles.
I'm afraid that's not quite a success. You don't lose a rank or anything, but even with the lower DC, I'm sorry.
You've hit too many cones, my dear.
Ophelia being bad at driving is so canon.
I have people for that.
Mhm.
Just got passenger princess energy. That's
What gave it away? The Snuggie?
Speaking of Snuggies, so you guys come back from your driving lesson. You're walking across campus, and a school staff member, like not a TA, but just someone who works for the school, probably like in an administrative capacity, kind of not sprints, but sort of power walks up to you guys, and kind of looks between all 4 of you, slightly unsure who's to address right away, and just says, Lord Speaker Avi Avi,
Oh, hello.
there is a woman at the reception desk asking for you, something about a adult sleepover.
oh that. Well, when you put it that way, it sounds. It's fine.
Ah.
This is a good thing. Thank you. I
I'm
will.
not judging anything. I'm just carrying a message.
It's okay when you say it like that. It sounds like you're judging a little bit, but that's okay.
See,
that's
now that you're
normal.
defending it more, I'm getting more suspicious.
Just
On
It's
that
not-
note,
We'll go
We are
meet
just
them.
putting on our pajamas.
on that note,
Let's just
girls,
face
have
masks
fun.
and karaoke
No, you're coming with.
and secrets. Igor does not have to come with if he does not want to.
Yeah, but he's invited.
You are invited.
Listen, there are two things I know. Number one, there are other things I could be doing, and number two, how to kill a mood. I don't want to kill the mood for y'all. I'm going to go and have a night to myself.
Okay, but
Oh,
you have to come
go
to the
hang
next
out.
one because
Go-
you missed the last one too.
I know.
Go have a nice evening with Endures. I'm sure Endures isn't doing anything. You can go
Oh,
and
that's
just.
a little sad.
I mean,
Go hang out with your TA.
You guys leaving for the day, Endurus? What do you do when we're not around? Wait for you to come back.
Oh,
no, Endures is
No,
more than
Endures-
just a
He does
TA.
paperwork for you guys.
Endures want to have a night of life lessons with Igora?
You don't have to say yes.
He starts to like vibrate a little bit, like
No.
he's like the thought of refusing a request from one of his teachers that he's assigned to is like going against like some sort of programming.
what
Ah,
if I
that's
requested that you
therapy.
didn't, so that it was fully your choice?
wow, what
That's
about
two
therapy?
opposing requests. He's like,
His brain!
No,
His little mushroomy brain!
wait. I need to clarify. That wasn't a request. That was just a offer. So if you don't, that's fine.
It wasn't
I'm okay.
a request.
I have a plan of what I'm going to do on my own tonight. If you don't want to hang, that's cool. I got plans.
he bows like down, like he goes down to like his knees and touches his mushroom head to the ground. I am so sorry, Professor Igora. I do have a prior engagement. Please forgive me.
Oh yeah, you're good. I'm going to go hang out with the Pathfinders.
You have a hot date, Endures?
I mean, I have a time to meet up with the gardener.
Oh, who's doing shrooms?
Ooh.
That is, I'm not even going to comment on that. Well, Jesus.
Are you dated?
No, we're talking horticulture.
Ah!
Is
Oh,
that?
Endurance
Endurance.
is so
Charlotte
lost
bends
right
down
now.
to
I just-
Avi Avi. Charlotte bends down to Avi Avi or Endophilia and just kind of goes, I know I've been out of the loop for a couple of years, but is that what they're calling it now?
No, I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
Endures, enjoy the
Okay.
fresh hell you've released on yourself. And he
All right, girls,
Uh,
let's
have
talk
fun.
horticulture.
The admin person is here. Is like, so should I bring them person at the front desk to you, or
Oh, we'll go there. Thank you so much for being the envoy.
Thank you.
okay? Have fun with your adult sleepover. Runs away.
Sounds weird when they say it like that.
And no one's adding platonic to it.
They could just say sleepover.
Yeah, but
I don't
we're
know, like a
adults.
bunch of college professors having a sleepover. That sounds a little.
Well, that's mean.
I mean, as long as
Maybe
he's not a
Reggie.
student.
That's true. She's not a student here.
That makes it better.
So it's,
Yes.
I mean,
I guess
Yeah,
there's no
kinda,
power
yeah.
dynamic.
over. It's
Yeah, actually.
So, Will, you're going to hang out with the Pathfinders?
Yeah, I'm going to go. I have to go and actually look up the lodge's name for the Magambia area.
All right, you do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually know that. Are you guys head to the reception desk?
Yes.
All right, you head to the reception desk. There are some people milling about, as there always is. You know, prospective new students. There's like a few parent-student or parent-child pairs, people like touring the campus or something. The thing that catches your eye, though, first off, what seems like you're guessing from the back, an oversized backpack with legs.
Oh.
And turns around, and Mercedes ? Greets you. It's been a few weeks, like actually, just about 2 months. You guys are ending the second month, so her hair is a little longer than it was before, and so she's done it up sort of in a bun with like a couple like sticks through it. She's wearing glasses, and they're like big, almost like Nimbus glasses.
Oh.
She's got like a very small kind of scarf tied around her neck, with like almost like a little bow, and she's wearing kind of baggy robes. Like they don't necessarily quite fit, or they're just being very conscious about having tight clothes or something. Um, and she's like holding the straps of this large backpack, and you can see there are like the arm of like a shirt or something, a box that maybe looks like a board game or something, a field hockey stick. You get the impression she doesn't know what she was supposed to bring.
Oh, oh, sweet child.
You brought the ceremonial hockey stick for sleepovers.
Oh, I was right. I was right. That is a thing.
Yeah.
So academic with your
Snow owes
glasses
me a
and your
Snow
hair.
owes me a virgin cocktail.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, welcome to the Magambia. We have a little pad set up at our library slash home slash classroom. That building wears a lot of hats, but we're gonna have a sleepover there tonight.
And wear hats.
I mean, I did pack a few. I really wasn't sure what I was supposed to bring. Oh, that's a very nice hat.
You would have.
Ophelia has a lot of really fun
Oh.
hats.
Here, we could put you in
It
this.
is. I would like to do this right, so holds out like a hand very properly. I'm Mercedes. It's wonderful to meet you all properly for first time, I guess, maybe. Hands just kind of hanging there.
Avi. My hand's very small, but I'm very happy to shake yours.
Oh, thank you. It's a very strong handshake for such a small hand.
Thank you.
To meet you, Ophelia.
Are you asking her to kiss a ring?
Oh,
No.
You may kiss the ring, for
You
I
may-
am the Pope. What was that bit from Robin Hood?
Where they steal all the rings.
Yeah, like
And drag.
somehow manages to have the suction power to pull the jewels out of the rings.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Ophelia doesn't wear any jewelry.
oh, interesting.
And holds out a hand to Charlotte. Moving it around slightly because she's kind of unsure which arm she should be aiming for.
Kind of like grabs one and picks one and shakes. And then you see her go, Charlotte.
Yes, lovely to see you. I'm looking forward tonight. It was very kind of you all to invite me to this. I hope I prepared enough. I really wasn't sure what to expect.
Oh,
Bring your lovely self, and we've got the snacks, and we've got the drinks, and I see you brought a board game.
Oh yes, and she kind of struggles to reach a pocket on the side of her giant backpack, and pulls out a folded note. And I was asked to give this to one or more of you. I'm not sure how I would do that unless you all hold it open at the same time. But
we can do that.
she hands you this this note.
Let's all read the note.
It just appears to be a note from Snow. It mentions that very thankful for you guys doing this for her. They think it'll be a wonderful night for her. There are just a couple concerns they wanted you to be aware of. Mercedes is doing well. Does have the occasional bad dream, so since this is a slumber party, either, keep an eye on her or make sure she goes to bed really tired so she won't have any dreams or anything. And she does apparently experience some numbness and stiffness in her extremities on occasion. So, if she drops like a glass or something because her grip suddenly went weak and it breaks, don't hold it against her.
Oh.
Never. Never.
Also,
We'll
deadly,
never.
deadly peanut allergy.
Oh.
Good to know.
She forgets. She forgets
Burn the
this.
letter.
She forgets this constantly.
The second Mercedes Baxter, I'm like, oh, thank you very much. Produce flame as that
Oh.
letter is gone. The second her back is turned.
Is something burning? Oh no! Is the candle in my backpack still lit?
No. Then people just doing a lot of fire spells around here. It's school. They're learning spells.
You guys just turn to your left. There is like a second-year student who is actually like magically on fire, but they don't seem to actually be burning. They're just going, huh? Minty fresh.
Yeah.
It's like
Huh?
blue fire. Huh.
Fun. It happens. I hear a lot. Actually, explosions happen a lot.
Yes.
Usually they're my fault. I mean, but not always. Sometimes they're my students' fault.
You guys saying that, you actually see her she kind of like perks up, and she seems the least anxious she's been since she got here. She's like interested in like the magicalness.
You know, if there's something that you're especially curious about, we could hit the library. I know that's not necessarily like a typical sleepover thing, but like we ain't gotta do stuff by the book. We can
Go to the books.
freestyle.
Avi, who are you?
I like learning.
You don't say hit the library. You don't harm the library, okay?
Metaphorically, I'm capable of using metaphors, Ophelia.
I'm assuming you guys are walking while you're having
Yes.
this bizarre
Yes.
conversation.
What's a metaphor anyway?
Read
So
over.
you arrive at the library. Mercedes immediately pulls out like a puffy bedroll to unroll somewhere.
We've set up the tables. We've pushed them aside and made ample room.
All right.
I feel like in the little place, we've also got a little fireplace as well, and we've made it so that that's accessible. And
Yeah,
the
maybe we
books
push
are-
back some of the bookshelves.
yes,
She does
made
take out
clear
like
spot.
a little like the candlestick, with the little finger hole handle that like Ebenezer Scrooge might have carried around. She puts that to the side. She takes out a very carefully folded kigurumi, just puts that off to the side, pats it, and smiles very subtly. And she just like puts a little toiletry bag. She seems to be very organized about all this. Pushes her glasses up numerous times while doing it. They seem to not fit perfectly.
So, can I just say, Ophelia and Avi, what's your do you have a passive perception off the top?
Technically,
What is it?
yes. I think it's just our regular perception plus 10, which would be
Yes.
33.
34.
Yeah. You notice that when she starts setting things out and like adjusts her glasses, so you look over. Have you seen that one scene in which in the Diary of Apothecary, she smiles at Jinshi and he immediately goes and bangs his head against the wall because of the cuteness? That's probably what Charlotte is doing right now.
Charlotte! Are you okay?
Oh no, you're
I'm
a
fine.
therapist.
I'm fine. It's fine. I'm just, I'm fine.
It was right in the mandibles.
Is this what we start when we do a sleepover?
No, this is
Okay, that's good because my horns might get stuck in the wall.
Charlotte is as pretty as Jinchi.
Oh, speaking of, wait, do you want... Here, wait, hold up. Do you like this hat? You want to wear this one?
I mean, that would be very nice. I did bring, she pulls out, again, a little, Ebenezer Scrooge, nightcap.
Oh, that one's so
Oh,
much.
it's kind of like mine. And
Yes.
Avi also pulls out her very long nightcap.
The rim is a little wide to make room for the horns.
Mine's the same to make room for the ears.
So I don't know what you have planned. I did only actually bring the one board game, and it's this one where we take a card, we each write for each other the name of a famous mage or a scholar or something, and then we wear the card on each other's heads and we try and guess who each other are.
I love that game.
But that's a very fun game.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is alcohol involved in these kind of parties, but I'm getting the impression that you are sober?
I mean, I'm still trying to ease into things normally. I'm of age to drink, but Usually there's not much to go around due to it being drunk quickly.
Well,
You want to drink
Somewhere-
without
somewhere.
snow polishing it
Yeah,
off before
snow.
you can get to
That
it.
would make sense.
Somewhere
I can.
yards away,
Avi,
snow
Avi.
sneezes.
Avi, I will get the beverages working, non-alcoholic, unless Ophelia, you would like alcohol in yours.
I don't mind a little alcohol.
it depends if we're gonna have either like a hot cocoa or like a lavender lemonade. I don't know because like
Oh, I was gonna make a hot cider.
Oh, those all sound good.
ooh, you know what's really good in that? Avi, do you have
When-
Fireball?
The spell?
Wouldn't you know it?
I
Uh,
mean, I usually make them out of chemical components. Are you seriously doing that right now?
uh-oh, someone's in trouble.
Crime in the chat. Crime in the chat.
Someone's in
Oh,
trouble.
wait.
Somebody has gone on the counter and opened up the air fryer.
Ow.
Hold
Excuse
for
me, chat.
criminal.
Hold for criminal. I make it with chemical components, so I can add in a little bit of something spicy. Maybe not necessarily a fireball because but I'll be right
spice.
back.
Too much spice.
Cinnamon
What?
is good.
Hopefully no hazelnuts. I'm allergic to those.
Also peanuts.
Oh no, it is just peanuts.
So was it okay? It's just peanuts, not all nuts, but we're gonna stay away from all nuts. Okay, great.
I mean, pushes up her glasses. I mean, peanuts aren't even technically nuts. They're legumes.
Stop, Matthew.
I see.
Well, you're allergic to them because
know what?
they're
I also
beans,
hate
and she's an oni. Yeah, that's. You can't sneak them past me, Matthew. Thought you were being
Beans,
sneaky,
beans.
not in this Zoom call.
That is actually a thing when the new TN sourcebook comes out. Onis have a weakness to beans.
Yeah.
Like these
Avi,
beans.
Avi will posture exactly that and just say, "I think it might just be a bean-based allergy for you. Peanuts being one
Oh.
facet of that."
Oh.
Are we best friends now?
You don't
I
have to be.
hate beans.
She suddenly looks sort of like a cornered animal, a little bit like, maybe?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure, considering that we've sort of
She
just
starts
met.
sweating a little.
We don't
Pressure
have
to
to be
best friends. You just
friends.
wrong.
Charlotte comes back with
Maybe
4 mugs of really nice warm cider in the little wooden mugs and passes them out. Goes,
You know,
it
these would
goes-
go really well with the pain chocolat I made.
Chocolate.
I
Avi's
have
very
tarts
excited.
I mean,
too.
that's not a
Them.
bean, is it?
No, it's a
well,
pastry with lots of layers and chocolate in it.
Well, yes, but what is chocolate made out of if not cocoa beans?
Does that count?
Don't know. I've never actually had chocolate. So I don't. And she kind of like her eyes kind of go a little distant for a moment. She's like, at least I don't think I've had chocolate.
Chocolate free one. How do you feel about powdered sugar?
I mean, I love it. I love it. Yeah. No reservations or worries about hyperactivity at all.
Powdered sugar for you, friend.
And I got mango lassi from Luciao to
I
drink
do
as well.
love a good fruit.
So good. Free.
Oh,
Alright.
well, I have. And Charlotte like reaches into her pack and pulls out a little raspberry tart and puts it in front of Mercedes and goes, "It's a little fruit tart. There you go."
Oh, this looks delightful. She kind of like looks at it from all angles, pushes her glasses up again. Now, I wonder how you made this. This is fascinating. You're starting to get the impression, just a little bit, that Mercedes might be a bit of a nerd.
Oh, no. I think we clocked that with the glasses. I think.
Yeah,
I
no,
think-
you just
Alright.
one of Charlotte's arms is behind her, smacking the ground. Damn it!
Charlotte, girl, you gotta chill. You gotta.
We're gonna, as the food is consumed and as people settle in and get comfortable, we're gonna zoom out very briefly. Igora, what's going on? Are you off the campus now?
Oh yeah, Igor's left the campus. He's not going to come back until like late into the night. He's like, all right, so let's see. It's a special night, which means Avi will probably be in bed by 9:30 at the latest.
She's nocturnal. I don't know where this early bedtime headcanon of yours came from. She's quite literally nocturnal.
Bitch, you
But
thought.
let's see. We don't want to interrupt them. I'm going to go. Igor is just going to head to the local Pathfinder Lodge.
Okay.
Why did I think it was Pathfinder first?
He just heads in,
Pathfinder.
just goes
That's
and
a
says,
different-
It's a
game.
sauna. It's one of the Japanese saunas.
just like walks up to the front desk. It's like, hey, do y'all have paperwork to join the society?
I mean, yeah, you have to go through a bit of an interview process, and there's kind of an introductory task. I'm just going to say adventure, but sometimes it's literally a fetch quest.
Yeah,
Give me a perception check, Igor.
I can get it done in a night. Kind of just looking for something fun to do.
All right, perception. Yeah, there's paperwork at the desk. There's some pens and stuff. You also see the kind of the notice board, which has like equal parts, the job listings for Pathfinder stuff. You're inside the lodge now. It's not like a stall on the outside where you order food or something. You're inside. There's people around. They're joking about, oh, that trap almost killed me and everything.
The amazing venture captain of this lodge, who's a goblin that rides a dire bunny.
They are unfortunately in a conference tonight.
Sad. Oh well.
One of the things you notice is a notice. There's no pictures or anything involved about it, but there is a notice for all the members of the Pathfinder Society, local-wise, to report any information about any evidence found of lost Pathfinders. One of the members has been missing for quite some time now, and they're high up. They don't want to go into many details, like just on an open post, but this individual has been missing for quite a while, and they're a well-known and well-respected member of the society.
What's
And it does say that you notice the thing at the bottom, actually, because you rolled a 34. For additional information, contact Lexi Snow or Kilrog Blacktusk at the such and such inn.
There's a moment of just pure, unadulterated annoyance on Igora's face. It's like, there are two frogs inside of me. The frog that desperately wants to ignore everything to do with this person, and the frog that doesn't want their friends to be angry with them if I could have helped them out. Fuck, the frog that wants to make their friends not angry is winning. God damn it. And Igor just takes the post.
The frog with a halo on your shoulder.
I just get the fuck.
I mean, we have other copies of that. You don't have to take the one off the board.
Oh, well, I guess you can put another copy up. And Igor's just...
Could you pick the tack off the floor?
Oh yeah, of
Someone's
course.
gonna
I'm
step on that.
not an ass. Just sticks it back.
Thank you.
No worries. I'll do that paperwork later. This is pressing.
And because this is a Pathfinder Lodge, at one point during your few minutes in here, there's a small explosion in one of the side rooms.
Yeah, that's about right. All right. Well, Igor will go find Lexi.
Actually, as you're wandering through the streets, you hear an odd flapping sound, and you look up, and a tiny scroll with wings kind of comes down and sort of hovers in front of you. And you notice it does have the Magambia seal on it.
Opens it up.
There's no text on it, but a voice suddenly comes out. Igra, this is Teacher Ott writing. There is a bit of a situation I was hoping you could handle. It is back on the Magambia grounds, this is in your capacity as a like the Sun Warrior, right? Or was it?
Yeah, Tempest Sun.
Tempest Sun. There has been an alarm in the school wards triggered, and we need you to investigate.
I just close that. I look at the other one and just say, I was going to have a quiet night relaxing. I was going to go get in a fight. It was going to be fun. Now I'm working. God. And Igra is going to start to head back to Magambia, I guess. I'll try to like shoot like a message out to Lexi, be like, hey, I got your note. What the hell do you need? And then
if you somehow hear the equivalent of snoring through the message cantrip. But yeah, we're gonna zoom back to the slumber party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Avi might be just a skosh tipsy, just a little bit as a treat.
Mercedes is just sort of talking like, yeah, I thought about applying for the Magambia once many years ago, and she kind of like holds out a hand and sort of like turquoise flames kind of look along her fingers and stuff. I've never really understood my magic. I mean, I understand that it comes from like my bloodline and everything. I'm a sorcerer, they call it, but I've never been satisfied with that. I want to understand how it works. The way we advance and make new discoveries is through repeatable and predictable results. Like your potions and your concoctions, Charlotte. You can, through diligence and hard work, create reliable and predictable results. That's how you create advances that can be used for like whole societies and stuff, through understanding and application of that understanding. Pushes glasses up.
I mean, that's very true, but I caused a lot of explosions and harm along the way from those practices. It's a volatile study of any type of magic. It's sometimes learning leads to knowing too much.
Her eyes kind of go down to the floor a little bit, and she starts fidgeting with her kind of hands a little bit. She's like, yeah, sometimes we take risks and you lose like 10 years of your life, maybe.
Counterpoint, at a school, in an environment where you are encouraged to take risks in a safe place where you are supported by, more educated people who might be able to help you, there's, I think, more room for error and, error that's not going to have a profound effect on your life. And I think learning in an environment like that is really, really important. I think you'd be a great student here. I'd sponsor you.
Really?
Yeah. You got a lot of talent, personally. I mean, you just to the blue fire, that's a whole thing on its own. Not to mention the affinity for magical items that I have to imagine must transfer over in some way, shape, or form.
She looks a little confused at that comment. But she also says, that's the thing though, like, there was a couple reasons I didn't end up, there's a handful of reasons I didn't end up actually like applying or really pursuing it. One of them, I kind of feel like I'm cheating. Like,
what?
I have magic and the like, I can do spells, but I didn't earn it really in any way.
So, just because you're naturally talented at something doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it.
Is it a talent? Do you call it a talent if someone has, like, red hair?
Well, you have what I think some communities would consider a gift and what other communities would consider a burden. But I think in either case, you owe it to yourself and the people around you, for their safety, if for nothing else, to really learn and understand how to use the power that you have. Even if it's not power that you studied for or made some kind of deal for, it is still yours, and I think there is a certain amount of responsibility to foster it in a healthy way.
Funny,
Charlotte, wasn't there a spider that said something along those lines?
or a man, or a combination of the two.
It was an old Anati figure. It was.
Right.
He was a.
Right.
Yeah. Pitor something, I think his name was. I don't remember anymore. It's been a while.
We are murdering the subtext.
That's weird, murder.
What is
Um,
subtext?
I do have a question though. Just on the subject of my various reasons why I didn't end up applying. And this may seem like an odd question because it's sort of not about me in a way. You're all lore speakers. You've gone through the process of being admitted to the school. You've seen various students come into the school. Would it be possible for someone to attend the Megambia if they don't have any magical talent and their usual solution to say, oh, we need to get through this door is to, like, smash it?
I would say so. I mean, I've worked with students who have an affinity for the crafts, an affinity for the resources that they can find in the earth and in natural forms. They have little to almost no magical arcana, but they manage to learn and adapt and take what they do have available and make it better or make it their own.
Magic does come in many forms. So, I guess it depends. If you are talking about someone who excels in physical strength, I think they have a place here, absolutely. If you are talking about someone who is a hammer to every problem, whether it be male or not, then I think they may have a difficult time here because it does take a certain level of adaptability.
He gives you sort of like a funny smile with that. I ask because I had a friend, one of our group. She was. We're all ladies here. We can dish a little bit. I was very fond of this person. And one of the reasons I didn't end up applying to the Megambia is because they thought they had no place here, and I didn't really want to go off and do my own thing. Though admittedly it turned out they didn't really feel the same way about me. And I was maybe worrying about nothing, and I could have come and it would have been fine.
The time-honored problem of do I pursue this romantic interest or my education? It is not always that we are able to do both.
Will's giving me a look.
Is it girl? Is it girl?
I'm not saying anything.
Matthew, do you know?
This person is not important to the narrative.
Matthew, why are you shipping two of your own OCs together?
Because it's fun.
What do you think OCs
else
are
do you do
for,
with
Will?
OCs?
What do you think they're for?
Putting them through a
So-
trial.
So AO3 of you, Matthew.
No. AO3 is for other people's characters and pornography. This is different.
I mean, AO3 is written, so wouldn't it be erotica, not pornography?
Yeah, fair point. Semantic, but fair.
That's
I appreciate
all I
it.
want. I'm technically correct. The best
That's
kind of
the
correct.
best kind of correct.
Yeah,
well,
you could be a bureaucrat.
I'm sorry that it
It's a
didn't
king
work
crow
out
or a queen crow.
with this person.
Pito.
Oh yes, it's Pito.
What is Charlotte's reaction to this, by the way? Of hearing about this Paramore,
Hiding
and
behind Pito,
immediately
apparently.
hearing after that, like, it didn't work out. Oh,
How terrible.
how sad. I'm so sorry.
Not to mention the fact, technically haven't seen them in 10 years.
Technically, Charlotte, it's very interesting. Have no memory of the last 10 years. Isn't that familiar?
Hmm.
Did you also embrace a dark part of your heritage and become a weird shopkeep?
She embraced a trap a little bit too
Oh,
closely.
that's not advisable.
Okay.
Was it-
Okay, I
Was it a
mean,
welcoming trap? Like, I need a hug.
no, unfortunately, it was the kind of trap that left me in a state of paralyzed structure where I was fully and hyperly aware of the
Oh, God.
passing of time, and yet not.
She
I
nervously
don't like
reaches out
thinking about it.
and gives you, like, a comforting pat on the shoulder.
Anyway, it's not about me. I was
More
just.
cider?
More cider.
I will go get that.
No, I was offering
You
I
have
was
2
offering you a
bottles of
cup.
cider thrust at you.
We zoom back over to Igara. So Igara, you have you've approached the school again, and you just, with your magical training, can just sort of like smell. It smells like sort of an
Teen
ozony
spirit.
sort of.
I was like, up dog.
Teen spirit.
I'm not falling for that. It smells like burnt mana in a sort of way. It's like something burned through part of like one of the barriers around the school.
I don't want to deal with this tonight, but I have to.
You want to follow the smell or your magical sense?
Yeah.
Give me a Arcana or Perception check.
There's just a reluctancy to it. Like, Igara hasn't even summoned Gamma for this. It's just reluctant, like, I have to do this. It's the responsible thing to do. I had other plans tonight, but fuck. I don't know
38,
why it's rolling twice, but
Yeah, this is not difficult. You only needed a 25.
27's good though.
You look around and like suddenly, because it is getting like late out, it's night out. Off in a corner, in amongst some trees, you see what is like a moving, burning light bobbing along through the trees.
The fuck are you?
You gonna go investigate?
Yeah.
You head into the trees and you quickly come upon a very unexpected sight. There is a gentleman in sort of a soot-covered kind of like suit, big boots, long flowing locks that seem to end in smoldering tips, and his very skin seems to be made out of cracked, glowing volcanic rock. In one hand, he's holding what appears to be a heavily scorched scroll, and in the other is a smoldering miner's pick that's like the size of your body. This is like a large humanoid, appears to be some sort of like fire elemental or magma elemental adjacent gentleman, and he is, you now realize, because this is an area of the camp that's very familiar to you, is walking towards the library.
Hey, bud.
He kind of like stops and looks around. You are in the presence of Ignathar, Lord of the Obsidian Bulwark. Make yourself known or suffer fiery wrath.
I'm literally right here, Ignafar. Sup, hello, down here.
How dare you be so small?
I blame genetics. I don't know. Both my parents are short. What can I fucking do about it?
Work on it.
Yeah, sure. I'll get
Eat
myself
more.
a nice rack. Nah, I tried that. It doesn't. Anyway, can I just like? Okay, so listen. What are you doing here?
He holds up the scorched scroll. I am here to file a customer service complaint with this, and holds up the pickaxe, which you now realize he probably scrape through the barrier around the school with this thing.
What in the black hat kind of bullshit? Alright, where'd you get the pickaxe from, bud?
No, this is mine. I'm here about this. And he holds up the scroll.
Okay, what's the scroll, bud?
I was promised. A deal was made to keep me handsome and appealing to my many wives. But a mere few months ago, the enchantment began to fade, and they started complaining of a sulfur odor.
Hey,
I
bud,
mean, what the hell am I supposed to do? I
Bud.
live in the fire plane. Everything smells like
bud,
sulfur
can
half
we
the
just...
time.
Okay, here, wait, come down here, bud. Come down here. Get out. Why are you walking through
No,
the fucking...
you come up to me. And he tries to grab you by
Why
the
why
scruff.
are you walking through the fucking trees? There's a perfectly good path. My
It was
dude.
the shortest path available. I'm not going to make a detour. I am Ignathar, Lord of the Obsidian Bulwark.
You know, like...
People
okay,
make roads for me.
Listen, this is going to be a certain amount of self-awareness that I really wasn't wanting to do tonight. But, like... Dude, what in the fuck? You think that maybe because, like, you're just kind of a dick is the reason why your wives don't like you? Like, trust me, I know this. I have 3 very close friends that on most days do not like me because I can be a bit of a dick.
My wives are not supposed to like me. They are my wives.
Oh, dude, you were my friend. Okay, this has now turned into me trying to save your life. If you go anywhere near that library, you are going to be killed so fucking fast, dude. Like, you are going
Are
to
you
get...
saying my enemies from the water and airplane lie in ambush?
No, I am saying people who hold value in themselves much higher than I do would not put up with the type of shit you're saying right now, buddy.
I speak nothing but the truth. Explain yourself, aquatic minion.
Oh, for the love of Desna, what in the... Am I Desna? Anyway. Alright. First things first.
A butterfly flutters by, winks at you.
Just flick it. First things first.
What'd the butterfly do?
It was cheeky.
First things first.
No one ever suspects the butterfly.
You want to file a complaint? I'm assuming it is with the proprietor of the Black Hat.
Yes. Are you like? Do you work
I
for
don't.
them?
Gods, I know them. My friend, I got some news for you. If you want to come down here, we can have a discussion about it. I'm not climbing in a fucking tree for you.
I'm not in the tree. I'm just very big. You should work on being bigger.
Just don't.
He kind of like stomps
Listen,
the ground once.
unless you're
and, like,
unless
a
that's
stool
very
of
hard.
earth comes out beneath you and raises you to eye level with him.
Oh, the groundskeeper's gonna be pissed. All right. So, Bud, and Igra just like, can I make like a chair out of this using druid magic? And he like does like a thing, and you're like, all right. So,
An emissary from the wood plane. I see your game.
no, not really. Not really elementally affiliated. More Fey, anyway. Bud. So here's the thing: the Black Hat doesn't exist anymore.
I'm aware I went there first. That's another thing on the bad customer service.
No, I
I
mean-
don't go to holes in the ground.
The shopkeeper's no longer like a thing. They don't exist anymore.
So they're like rebranding or something?
No, like the entity that once controlled the Black Hat and put mages in boxes for very bad fucking reasons, if you ask me, does not exist anymore.
Hey. Leave your
Do
business
not,
at the door.
don't you, Mr. Oh my. Okay. First of all, you're trespassing. Second of all, I've been trying to be nicer about things, and it's very difficult when faced with such a mirror of myself, and I understand the irony of this situation.
It's just
Hey,
two
don't put that
hammers.
on me. I don't know you, man.
I know, and I don't know you, and quite frankly, I don't want to know you.
You don't know. I'm very pleasant company. All my wives agree that to my face.
Yeah, well, you don't fucking shower, apparently, dude, so...
I
Come on.
am a boiling rock man. Showering is bad for my health.
Use fucking lava!
That will just make me more.
Lava
Yes.
does not have sulfur!
But lava might.
Where's that voice coming from?
Damn, Listen, dude, the proprietor of the Black Hat does not exist, and I swear to God, if I end up spending this entire night keeping people who want to come and go and complain to the former entity of that and my friends who are trying to have a nice night, I
Is that a red
might
dragon?
actually
No.
start killing people. So,
Finally, I feel like we're connecting here.
yeah, so unless you would like to die, understand these two things. The Black Hat and its proprietor no longer exists. Any deals that were made are no longer valid, and the magic from them has been sucked away, probably by me, because here I was there for it, and I just slurped it up like some sort of magic-eating frog.
He pulls out a like a monocle, like a magic-looking monocle made of like cool-looking metal of some kind, but with like the edges of the glass glow slightly, like the glass
Yeah.
is still hot or something. And he looks at you. I mean, I can understand why you'd suck the magic away. You've got like this
Yeah, I
tether.
do. Yeah, I
is-
do. It's don't even get me started. Cults, man. And number 2, it's kind of just like, have you tried just like putting on like some, I don't know, some rose quartz on yourself or something?
I never
Like,
thought of that.
I don't know, some like scented rocks.
I mean,
Like,
I hear
have you
malachite.
tried?
Malachite is in season this year.
Sure, I don't know what the hell that is, but whatever you think, mate.
I mean, what do you think about Jade?
Sure, do your thing. Just know that
I
Black
mean-
Hat.
Or am I more a topaz, you think? You're not charging me for this consult, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm literally trying to stop. I'm literally trying to save your life right now.
I don't know, man. You're not making any rules. You're not being very...
And do you want me to fucking?
I mean, I would like you to make Will a diplomacy, intimidation, or if you can justify some other skill to convince him to do something else.
Do I even have? No, I don't have banishment.
I mean, that would be direct.
It would. I'm just going to
He
look.
doesn't belong on this plane.
I'm just going to look him in the eyes and say, my friend, for the sake of your life, and I say this with the utmost certainty, go back to your wives. Try putting on some deodorant, or like, there's literally magic that makes you smell nice. Avi Avi does it all the fucking time. The Black Hat doesn't exist anymore. Any sort of deals that were made with the entity formerly known as the Black Hat's shopkeeper are now invalid. And you know what? Don't treat your wives like fucking objects. They're people that deserve to be loved and respected.
I mean, I do respect them. I just don't love them. That's not how the marriage... Oh, 42 diplomacy. He's like, all right, you know what? Fine. I've never had this long of a conversation with someone this size, and I don't like it. I'm leaving.
I don't
What?
fucking like you either.
He pulls out another piece of paper, and it's like a satisfaction report filled out with like all zeros or something. I demand you pass this on to your supervisor. And he kind of like turns, cleaves the pickaxe through the air, and like a portal to like some fiery elemental scape opens up, and he just kind of like waddles through it.
Gama, eat this shit. I just throw him the paper.
Like, ooh, spicy.
I swear to God, if I'm spending the entire night stopping this slumber party for being interrupted, I'm going to kill something. And Igor just sits down.
We zoom back to the slumber party. Mercedes is looking at Ophelia and a card on her head, and she says to you, "All right, you only got 5 questions left."
5 questions that remind me what I already asked.
You asked, "Am I a famous wizard?" And I said yes. You asked, "Am I male presenting?" You said, I said yes. Am I from the Mwagi Expanse? I said yes. Did I have famous friends? I said yes. And was I bald? And I said, I don't know.
You bald? Are you a baller?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I see. Am I Jatambe?
You got it with like 4 questions to spare.
Wow, good job, Ophelia.
I think Ophelia wins this round.
Probably.
That mean we take another shot of these hot chocolates?
I think maybe. What were the rules that we set beforehand? I think we just sort of started drinking and playing at the same time. I'm gonna drink though.
Drinking is great. And when you have one shot, we also should do water shots because it's nice to have a balance.
Yes.
And you have to stay hydrated as the singer I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope to attend one of your performances Sunday. I've got a lot of popular media to catch up on.
Oh.
She is one of the more popular ones, to be sure.
Also, as we're talking about potential Magambia stuff, I would love to attend one of your lectures, all of you.
Yes.
You know, I think it's
Yes.
called auditing the class?
Auditing, yes. Normally there's a little bit of paperwork involved with that, but we'll hand wave it. That's the
Someone
perks.
smell something burning?
Again, a lot of students practicing a lot of magic, and a lot of it involves some kind of fire of some sort.
Smell something?
They just
I
get
might have
used
left
to
a
it.
beaker on that was making the hot cider. I'll go check if you'd like.
It's coming from a window.
Avi at this point gets a message from Igura saying, "Old customers coming to complain to Mercedes. I'm stopping them. You're welcome."
Much appreciated.
Are you
Thank
okay, Avi? Avi, you look a little pale.
Oh, just some loose ends that are presenting themselves in a way that might unravel the sweater where they pulled on.
You're throwing a lot at me right now.
I'm really on a metaphor kick tonight, man.
You're
Ah.
kicking?
She
I'm
like
hitting,
fans.
I'm kicking, I'm doing all the metaphors, man.
She fans herself a little bit. It's a little warm or something, and she like kind of pulls the ribbon off her neck, and you guys do notice there is a pale line across her neck.
Aw.
So, you mentioned that you knew about the Black Hat. What do you remember or know about it, if you don't mind my asking?
It was owned originally by a distant relative of mine.
Hmm.
I don't know where they are right now. I don't know if they like transferred ownership to me. I hope I didn't like eat them or something. I don't know.
I don't think I saw anything about that in any of the books. We did some organizing before we left. Figured if you wanted to come back and sell any of it, or we just weren't sure what you would want, so we wanted to keep your options open.
Honestly, I don't think I want anything to do with it.
Oh.
I
Okay.
just I look at my friends at Lexi and at Kilrog, and I feel like I just saw them. But I mean, Kilrog was always old, but Lexi's got like gray in her fur now, and they got lines into their eyes, and sometimes I hear them chatting when I'm not in the room, and they're talking about stuff that I have no idea about. And we used to share everything. We were the true adventuring party, all 4 of us, and now they've had this huge segment of their lives that I wasn't present for, and I'm never gonna get that back. Like, it seems so fast to me, but time is just kind of it's like I'm sure Charlotte knows how this feels, but it's just like time just kind of stole something from me. And another thing I'm gonna have to unpack one day is that it is sort of my own fault. I rushed into something that I didn't really understand, and I paid a really hefty price for it. And short of like some crazy, even more crazier magic involving possibly time manipulation and stuff that I definitely haven't thought about, there's nothing I can do to fix it.
Well, I don't know if I would say that it's all lost. There's a part of me that wonders if your memories aren't recoverable to some degree. You were still present.
Was it me,
But-
though?
I think
I looked at some of the clothes or something that apparently I had at the shop, and I have a hard time imagining me wearing any of that outside of a locked room where people can see me.
I think there was a part of you still there. In your love of magic and comfort, and your understanding and knowledge. I think that was you.
I was considering making you roll a diplomacy check there, but I'm not going to after that. She looks comforted and appreciative of your comments.
Yeah.
Kind of rubs an eye a little bit. Thank you, Charlotte. That was very kind of you. You're very sweet.
Well,
You've gotten very close to me, Ophelia.
No, I'm getting close to Avi. Avi and I have.
It's just Avitro, like, we just.
I do like the fact that on my screen you guys are next to each other, so you can like literally woo to each other.
Here, I'll go down. Ophelia, so you go up.
No, on mine like two opposite things.
On the Zoom call
Oh,
or on
yeah.
on stream, she's right underneath my window.
Oh, start wearing platform shoes, Nigra. I mean, if they
little
were the ones with
webbed
like,
platform shoes.
what if they were the ones with like the aquarium in them, and you could have smaller
Igara's-
frogs inside the
Igara's
shoes?
very happy with their height
Or
and
ten.
stature. Igara's much more body positive than me.
Aw.
Oh.
Yay!
I don't know if this will help you any, or understanding or remembering, but I'm going to tell you something that I was told many years ago. Every person weaves their own web. And you may not see the whole of it in the end, but you can decide whether to keep it in the form it was, or start over and make a new one.
She looks very thoughtful at that. But she doesn't mention, except for the last part, that was unusually similar to something that someone said to me just walking here tonight. Some very fresh-faced young people in some very clean robes stopped me on the street and started talking to me about stories or something, but I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm in a hurry and this backpack is very heavy. I'm sure you're very nice.
So one of the things you missed,
Don't talk to them.
Yeah, they had
They're
kind of a very
kind of-
cheerful intensity I didn't like.
bad news, bears. You probably don't remember. Probably don't remember the knife, or Kiara, or me.
Oh, Kiara, yeah.
Well, how do you know Kiara?
I mean, I had tea with her once before everything.
Can you elaborate?
What's
for me?
everything?
Expound. Please expound.
I'm
Suddenly.
sorry.
I mean, if you're able to.
really intense, really quickly. This is a subject that I have a lot of feelings about, and you couldn't have known that. So please tell me how
I see
you
that.
know Kiara.
I can't say I really know her. I met her. I remember the name because she had a very polite introduction and made a big thing, and I think she had even a little business card or something. Even though she didn't have a business, it was just like, here, this is me. I have this lovely calligraphy card or something. I'm being very insistent. That's the thing. It was a funny thing. I did note she seemed very insistent on her name. It's like those things when you're trying to remind yourself of something or reinforce something in your mind. Like, yes, I'm Kiara. It struck me as a little odd at the time, but I just thought she was an interesting person. We had tea once. She was interested in magic. We talked a little bit about the Magambia, actually. This is where, in the point of my life where I was unsure if I was considering it, and she seemed very interested. She was new to the area, and she was very interested in maybe checking it out herself. I meant to maybe ask her to write me or something, how she thought about it, but I never actually asked. I just met her. It seemed presumptuous.
How did you meet? Was it just sort of like you ran into each other at a tea house and got to talking, or?
We were in a bookshop, and then we went for tea because we both reached for the same book and we had a laugh.
No. There's no way you still have that card. That's probably...
I don't even know where most of my things from before are.
That makes sense.
I just figured it couldn't hurt to ask.
I didn't. Holds up this little keychain, and it's like, you do notice something a little odd about this keychain. It appears to be a little Knight of Abednego suit of armor as a keychain with the helmet down. I found this amongst my possessions. I don't know, it seems kind of neat. It's like a little knight or something.
Oh, I do wonder how you came into the possession of that.
I don't recognize the heraldry or anything.
So the Knights of Abednego.
Oh, a Bendigo?
That's the one.
Oh.
I don't know how you would have come into possession of such a figurine, but
give me a Arcana check.
Real?
Because Avi never saw any of that. Never saw. It's only
anyone else who
30.
wants to give me a check or something, like Arcana, Occultism, Perception.
I'll do an occultism.
Shar, you want to help us out here? We're rolling really bad.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm trying to go back into my notes and get all the info on the notes. Knights of Abednego, so.
For the occultism, and Ophelia, because you have a trained ear, do you think you hear?
I have two.
Sort of like a very quiet screaming?
Oh.
Can I?
I mean, yeah, it's Abednego. I know who Abednego is, and I don't really like the keychain anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were just like, oh God, someone help me, please. I can't move. Oh God! There's a stone in my boot.
I take off I take off the boot.
You find it very hard to take off the boot.
Oh. Try again. Ugh.
Give me a dexterity save.
Oh my god! To take off a tiny boot.
You're just
It's
gonna
like a
snap off his
Actually, you know what?
whole
Actually,
leg.
hold on. Do you have thievery?
Yeah.
Give me a thievery check, because this is very subtle manipulation. Okay, you managed to pull off the boot.
Okay.
Tiny little,
Shake it.
flesh-covered foot now revealed.
Ew.
Oh, is there a little person in there?
Take it. And then put it
Is
back.
that a person?
Is that better?
Is that a what?
What?
I see a
What?
person in there.
Is that better?
He goes
no.
a very pale shade of purple now, like, I've been carrying a tiny person around attached to my
Hello?
belt.
Not on purpose.
I don't believe on
Like,
purpose.
excuse me, where's
I
the
carry
bathroom?
I carry a little crochet spider here, and I just reach
Oh,
into my
Webley.
pocket, and
Oh.
out comes Webley, and I put it in her hands while we
Oh.
investigate this.
Oh, he's so squishy.
Yeah, but these guys are bad news bears, so you shouldn't really feel too bad about it. Like one of them tried to fill my lungs with water, so
Like, manually?
Oh, with magic.
Magically.
No, she's right. These guys are sort of tyrannical, power like they're bad people. You couldn't have picked a better person to turn into a keychain.
I did this?
maybe.
Sort
She kind of like hugs Webley, and he's like, there. We've all
A little
done
spider hand.
We've all unintentionally done horrible things.
Anyway,
Agate curls up at her side.
Got a 1,000-yard stare.
I have literally melted people's faces before.
She reaches to like the smorgasbord of snacks and absentmindedly tries to grab some peanuts.
No,
God.
we wouldn't have any peanuts.
Have peanuts out.
We would have peanuts.
You guys are like, where did those peanuts come from?
Charlotte gently takes her hand and moves it aside.
I
like,
don't have
no.
a rash on my fingers suddenly.
All bean-related foods have been
Yeah.
Absconded with. They're gone.
Check for peanuts.
Oh,
Peanut
let's have some of this. Let's have some of this tofu.
Nut check.
Peanut
Look,
check.
Oh.
Can I just like
Nut check.
Legume check.
Roll for nuts.
Roll for nuts.
Oh, that's not good.
Legumes.
Oh,
more
There's a-
like legumes.
There's a pistachio under your chair.
It's not good.
There are so many
Careful.
variety of nuts just scattered around the room for
Like
some reason.
Princess in the Pea. Like I can't get comfortable on this chair. Why? It's pistachio.
That was actually an ad campaign that the pistachio company did.
Actually, yeah, you look at
Really?
Yeah.
tiny branding on the pistachio.
Oh
Oh
god.
no, the evils of
I know.
capitalism.
They have just been
Capitalism.
holding this Night of Abendigo like this whole time. I don't really know.
I think you should keep it, Ophelia.
Great.
I mean, there's a
Um,
cork board across the room. We could just.
That's so fun. However, I don't want to keep this night anywhere that they could like learn stuff about us and then one day use that stuff against us.
Oh, I would say maybe we turn it into the research section of the Magambia. They might be able to use
Wanna
it
be
for
in a
something.
terrarium for the rest of your life.
This brittle is really good.
Okay. Yeah, brittle.
I will use all
Let it
6 of
go.
my arms. Don't
Besides, if
try
it's
me.
brittle, it would be like almond brittle, right? Because almond brittle is so much better
I
than.
thought it was caramel.
Anyway, yeah.
Everyone, give me just one more perception check.
Oh my god.
Nice. Why?
Not today.
I rolled a 19 for the love of God. Oh,
Charlotte,
19 and 18.
you suddenly like notice a little tiny bit of movement out of the corner of one of your eyes because you have so many, and you see a mouse, like a little tiny field mouse, wearing a sash and a little hat, carrying like 2 walnuts in its arms, just placing them gently next to like Ophelia's chair, and then it looks up and looks at you.
Hey!
It stamps one of the nuts with a little rubber stamp and then runs away.
Excuse me?
Get out of here. Go on. Shoot.
What is going on in here on this day?
That mouse?
What is going on in the Stump of Commons?
So I'm sorry. Can
I feel like I still want
We
to
got
know a
off
little
topic here.
bit more about how you know Kiara, especially because stuff has happened to her since, and it's a whole thing. It all goes back to the people in the robes with the.
I should point out, it was one meeting. I only remember her because she was so insistent on her name, and it was 10 plus years.
Yeah.
I didn't really know her, I'm afraid.
But still, it's interesting information to have, even in like a timeline sense, because I wasn't sure at what point she really joined the Gambia.
I mean, I thought she was like a wandering like priestess or something.
Well, something to that effect, and that she had just maybe decided on that name at that point recently. Just interesting. Okay, so do you want to know the tea? There's tea, and it's sad, but it is tea.
As you spill the tea and you distract Mercedes from the fact that she has, unwillingly kept a human being imprisoned as a tiny keychain for at least a month, possibly longer. We're going to zoom back. Igra, how are you ending your evening?
So at this point, Igora has collected all of the people who are coming to like complain to Mercedes about their black hat things, and has just taken them to that like large amphitheater.
There's a few of them. There's a like young green dragon. There's a stunning pair of kind of sylph twins. There is a sentient cube filled with a starless void like black squid ink that you feel uncomfortable looking at too much.
Okay, all of
There's a few
y'all.
others.
Black Hat doesn't exist anymore. Proprietor basically dead. Y'all's deals have come to an end. Y'all's magical items have come to an end. Don't bug anyone about it. Just move on with your goddamn lives.
The cube wiggles in midair, and your mind is filled with visions of receipts.
Yeah, I don't care. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now GTFO before I have my frog eat you.
They'll look up at the name
I'm
TED
going to
above the
Hero.
theater and
No,
go,
it's the
"Oh,
third one."
okay."
Yeah.
They all kind of grumble. The sylphs kind of like sit down, and a cloud appears underneath them, and they just float away. The cube folds in on itself and disappears. And the green dragon is like, "Is any piles of treasure around here?"
Now, you know what? There is, I don't have anything here, but in Tian, I know a really big dragon horde that you can go check out.
A horde of dragon horde in Tian.
Yeah.
Oh, next, what you're gonna tell me? There's this a white cloud in the sky.
I mean,
You get the impression that this is like a kind of like punk ass green dragon.
all right. Well,
He's a
just, you know,
teenage green dragon.
go do your
Typical.
thing. Go do your thing, bud. I don't like. I don't know what you want me to do, man.
Teenage dragon.
I'm gonna go get myself a copy of Play Scale later.
Yeah,
loser.
you go enjoy that, and just don't get poison everywhere.
He flaps
If
into the
you
air.
don't talk to your teen dragon about drugs, who will?
There are a few other like Tempest Sun mages who are like just very casually kind of standing near the entrance of the amphitheater. They kind of look at you and give you a nod, and then slowly peel back into the night.
Yeah, we didn't have to kill him. It's fine. Ugh. Gamma.
Yeah, boss.
I'm going to bed. Open up.
Uh,
All right.
he has swallowed a pillow for you,
Thank you.
and he just gently hops back towards the tree with you inside. It's like, oh, it's like a little rocking chair.
Yeah.
And as the fun times and tea spilling continues on the slumber party into the late of the night, eventually Mercedes' eyes just sort of grow heavy, and she just sort of gently falls down into her sleeping, her cot on the floor. Her candle just kind of magically turns off on its own. And you guys are left with the gentle aftermath of a fun night. It seems like she had a good time, and you didn't, tap dance on the trauma too much.
Not too much. I do want to clarify one thing that I think
Yes.
Avi wanted to get at with the story about Kiara is that, like, Mercedes, even in the state she was in, was very helpful to Avi, and she didn't have to be. just sort of that, like, the moral compass was still there, and putting an emphasis.
Right now, or during her bad period?
Technically during her bad period. She was objectively very helpful to Avi for not actually anything in return.
She like kind of like is sleepily like, oh well, you know, we're all friends here. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably where we're gonna end the session tonight, unless anyone has any quick things they want to do.
I think like once like everyone's like gone to bed, Igra's just like coming in once everyone's asleep. She's like, okay, cool, everyone's asleep, good.
Oh, Igra, there's a keychain on the board there. That's new.
Oh, hey, what's that? Takes a look at the keychain.
You hear the faintest screaming.
Oh, you know what? We could probably hear Gamma.
This poor Knight of Abednego. I mean, I don't feel bad for them. They've probably killed a lot of people.
Matthew,
He had it coming.
this
Pop.
night
Yeah,
of
it's coming.
this Knight of Abednego will pass, and with that,
Oh.
How do you like
Ew.
this? I'm leaving the Zoom call.
Thank you all for joining us.
No,
we're gonna
no.
likely veer back onto the track. We've got the what is it called? Event Assistant Summoner next week. So
Oh.
you guys are gonna help put on a
A summoner.
extra planar performance.
Nice.
Oh boy.
That's fun.
I would
Literally-
like to
Yeah,
point
the
out to
performance.
everybody I am these many pages left till I fill out the whole of this book.
we have one more book left in the adventure path after this.
Well,
one.
we've still got a good chunk of this one to go through.
Yeah.
Yes, but that means that I will need to get a new notebook for notes soon.
Yeah, what do you mean? Us fapping about? No. What?
I mean, I was excited for the
Oh,
thing about tonight.
We're still live, right?
Yeah, we're still live.
Yeah.
One thing I want to kind of zoom out. A figure walks amongst starlight. Tendrils of glittering dust flitter through this void. Distant voices in measured, kind of nice, kind of the meter at which when someone tells a story or recites a song or poetry, the figure reaches out and kind of like gently bends one of these streams of light and then lets it flick back into its original position and tilts their head. There's a ripple in the nothingness, and they sigh. And then the world kind of fades to light, and they are in a throne room. Kind of, they seem to rouse from a slumber in a chair, and a woman in blue and white robes with a magnificent hat and a blue-paged book is standing before them. Your Grace, I bring news. And the woman in the throne kind of looks around, her kind of very understated kind of gold jewelry gently swaying. I see it is just you. Is my other hand still being difficult? And the woman in blue kind of sighs, and from a flask at her side, she pulls out some water that flows freely into the air and forms a kind of mirror, glassy shape in the air, and it becomes sort of a window to a far-off place. And somehow it manages to transmit sound, possibly through vibrations in the water. There is the sound of heavy chains being creaked and pulled, and that's slack and then pulled again. There is snarling and the sound of stone cracking, and a figure in spiky, rusty, dark iron armor stands in a room with numerous people in white robes with fiery pokers standing around looking quite distressed. And then the vision fades and the water returns to the flask. Despite our best efforts, the story is failing to take root for more than small periods at a time. It appears they did not react well to dealing with the individuals from the Magambia. It appears to be against their nature. Give it time. Send the dream to them again. And we're going to end things there.
Thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of The Strength of Thousands AP. Join us next time as we start to continue down the adventure path. Join us on Wednesday for Wild Ambition, Friday for Astral Calling, and Saturday for the Tabletop Bros, Sunday for Cozy Co-op, and tomorrow night for Remnant 2 with Datafang. Thank you all so much for coming, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Have a good night, everyone.